And I'm sure the current mood, Dan, is very happy indeed. Champions League football, Unai Emery playing some great football. Going into this season, I'm sure a lot of excitement.
Yeah. I mean, that's the best bit as well, is sort of knowing that not only is the league position and sort of where we're fighting against in the league is not only positive, but the style of football as well is quite exciting as well, and the players we've got as well are exciting players. And even with the changes that we've got with losing Moussa Diaby and Douglas Luiz, and then replacing them with the likes of Andre Onana and getting Maatsen in and some young players like Barrenechea and Illing Jr. in, it's sort of the excitement of knowing that it doesn't look like we're just sort of like stagnating. It's sort of like the idea that he's like, well, no, if I'm going to be here, we're going to keep going up. So it's sort of bubbling up a bit now, and it's sort of that realization that maybe things are tweaking into the right sort of positions that we need them to be, because we had a stand-in within the top 8 not too long ago, and then we let that get diminished, and poor ownership mixed with poor managerials, mixed with very poor players, led us to going down and looking like we weren't going to come back probably ever. And then being here now, it's sort of let's sort of preserve it rather than just like, oh, that was great, let's go back to sort of mid-table mediocrity.
Big question, Dan. I've been asking this to all the Premier League clubs, and they've all had mixed thoughts. But yeah, prediction for Town, how you reckon they will do? Can they stay up? Last year we saw obviously 3 teams go up, 3 teams go down. Obviously Southampton, Leicester are teams have been in the Premier League before, but Ipswich Town, first time in a long time.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Well, I actually have not got you down as down this year, which is, I'll be honest, when the first promotion race was sort of coming towards the end, I was like, well, these 3 have got to go back down, because the way this is going, it just seems so much like the year before. I think out of the 3 of you, the 3 that came up, with Southampton was the first I thought to stay up. I think Leicester are down. A new manager mixed with, I didn't like that anyway. I think your style of football suits Premier League more than it suits Championship. I think that's actually why you struggled a little bit towards the end of the season. I do also think you've got the added bonus of Forest, Everton. Obviously, I already mentioned Leicester, Brentford, I think, and possibly Brighton are all going to have quite poor years. I've got signposted. So I do think I'm not going to go the Burnley route and say, we're looking at I know a lot of Burnley fans are looking at 10th, 11th, 9th. I do still think 15th, I think I'd put you down as, if I remember correctly. That's obviously we're halfway through a transfer window. Anything could happen, of course it can, but yeah, I don't think you guys are. I think it's going to be one of those seasons where you're never really looking down, but you're never really looking too far up. It's just sort of like things are happening around you, which when you look on the outside, people think, oh, that must be really boring. But I know, speaking from experience, it's arguably the most fun. It would be the most fun to know that, oh, we've got a year in the Premier League where we get to settle in an embedding period, and then, allow future signings and future developments to come in and then sort of progress through. So I've got you down for 15th is my guess. And I'll be honest with you, if it was only going to move, I'd only move it up probably to 14th or 13th would be sort of my cap. Or maybe like if you were to drop down, 16th would be the lowest. But again, I don't see you guys fighting it out too much. I think there's probably going to be a couple of, maybe one more points deduction to come for one of those clubs that are going to be fighting out below, which is going to help take down that one. And there is always 1 or 2 teams that drop, that will never go down, but drop enough to sort of boost the other teams up. You'll get your 6 points, say, against a Fulham, or you'll definitely get 3 points against United this year, let's be honest. And then that'll help with so much, especially with you guys. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be a bad season. And I think it's going to be one that's sort of going to set you up for the next couple of years.